Ken, how about a Lone Star?
Sure.
We're here in the Showcase Lounge, a country nightclub in Sacramento. There's live entertainment here, sometimes professional, sometimes amateur. They have a gong show here once a week. Most of what you hear is country music. Now, country music can mean different things to different people. It can be the low-down, gritty sound of Waylon and Willie. It can be uptown and a lot of strings like Charlie Rich. It's gone pop with Dolly Parton. And country music lately has gone disco with Dolly and Bill Anderson. You know, it used to be called country and western, but these days you hear it simply country. It's as if western music is no longer a part of country music, and I guess to some degrees that's true, but every once in a while in a place like this, somebody requests San Antonio Rose or Take Me Back to Tulsa. And that's when you realize that western music will never leave country music, that it's always going to be a part of it. I guess the guy who did the most for western music, western swing music, was a fella by the name of Bob Wills. And tonight on Music Scene, we salute this man. Bob Wills was born in Limestone County, East Texas in 1905. His dad was a musician, and Bob learned the guitar and then the fiddle at an early age. In 1929, he began playing for medicine shows and on radio. His band was the Light Crust Doughboys, named after a sponsor. In 1933, he renamed them the Texas Playboys, and a year later moved them out of Texas to Tulsa, Oklahoma. 1935 brought the first recording session. It combined the types of music that had influenced Wills: blues, jazz, and hillbilly. This combination would become known as Western Swing and would result over the years in a variety of recordings and thousands of stage performances, all with the distinctive Bob Wills touch, highlighted by the vocals of Tommy Duncan. The band played throughout the country, sometimes as a few-piece rhythm section combo, others as a full-fledged big band. People would drive from hundreds of miles to see Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys, and they continued to pack dance halls right up until Wills' stroke in 1969. The Texas Playboys got together for a historic reunion album in 1973, just a few years before Wills died. The man left a musical legacy that won't be forgotten. In 1968, he was elected to the Country Music Hall of Fame for his innovations in combining jazz and swing with country music. Music of Bob Wills continues to show its influences to this day. There's a group called Asleep at the Wheel that makes a pretty good living and has for the last couple of years playing Western swing. Old Waylon still includes a tribute song in his act. He calls it Bob Wills is Still the King. Music columnist Biff Colley out of Nashville told me in a phone conversation last week that Bob Wills is one of the two most magnetic people he's ever known. He says Wills would get up there on stage, lift that fiddle and the bow, and command the attention of everybody, musicians and audience alike. He says Bob would have a habit of waving the bow at members of the band, and that meant, "Take it, Leon." And Leon or anybody else would take and play like he'd never played before and never even thought he could play. That's what Bob Wills inspired in his band members. There's a guy in Sacramento who should know, Tiny Moore, because he played in Bob Wills' band for a while, and we'll talk to Tiny in a couple of weeks. For now, that's Music Scene. I'm Dave Darin. Hey, Debbie, why don't you see if the band can play Stay All Night, Stay a Little Longer?